Good morning, y'all. Well,
Yeah.
it's damn near the afternoon. This is my homie Dave right here. Today, he's running the 68-mile whole backbone trail. I'm just coming out, trying to support one of SoCal's own. That's what you do. You get out and you support people. You volunteer your time, because money goes not so far. It can go far enough, but your time is something you can't get back. So when people ask you to do something and you can have the ability to do it and you have the strength to do it, you get out there and you give it your best attempt. So Dave, what brought you out here today?
Oh, I've been hiking in these mountains for a while, and I started trail running back when COVID hit and I couldn't go to the gym anymore.
Yeah.
And I got deep into it, and I fell in love with the mountains, and then I fell in love with running the trails. And I thought, hey, the backbone's in my own backyard. Wouldn't it be cool if I ran the whole thing? So the last 4 or 5 months, I've been training up and working for this day. And here it is, September 18th. I got great company out here, great inspiration with Keith. He's just quite the human. I'm blessed to have him on the trail with me today. And, we're going to get some miles and grind some stuff out today. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah. We got people racing. Say what's up to my mans. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys Sunday. Hopefully you have a good day. Have a good Saturday. See you guys. Peace.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to week 2. Definitely after a real incline and elevation heavy weekend. Definitely a really good week 2. I did incorporated a couple of double runs, and as you saw from the couple of clips that I'm playing, I went on a backbone 23-mile kind of run and a little bit of hiking too, where I was helping my friend Dave with trying to run the whole 68 miles. And it was a good training effort for me because, for the Ray Miller, it'll be a lot of going up and coming down. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to really run the whole thing. I would love to, because I just love to run, rather than hike. But at the end of the day, I'm really going to try and give it my best effort. And yesterday was a really good training. I definitely woke up with some soreness and, just a little bit of foot pain. But I kind of use my Theragun in the morning before. I do that almost daily now. When I use my Theragun in the morning, it really opens up my calves, my quads, my hamstrings, and it loosens up a little bit of my Achilles going into my feet. So I notice when I do that, I tend to have a lot better ability to begin a run rather than trying to warm up into it. It's really, really good. This morning, I did a 11 mile 2150 run with my friend Josh, who I hadn't seen in a long time. He just got surgery. That was real cool with catching up. I've really spent a lot of time running with people as of late, which has been cool because I'm just so used to being kind of like a lone runner and a solo person that, it's been good to be out there with people. Like yesterday, I was running with somebody for like 5 hours, and that was real cool. And prepping up for the Arizona run next weekend. So let me get into that a little bit. Next weekend is the Django Over 50K, which is 30 miles. It's on trail. It's a nighttime race. So this is going to help me be able to even run later on when I want to run the Bryce Canyon 100 miler, because you're gonna get nighttime, later on. So all this training, all this adaptation, all this training of specificity, that's really what you want to get at when you have a big goal. Now the Django Over 50K is not my goal race or so, right? I'm gonna be doing that, with a couple of friends, and I'm gonna be out there just having a good time. But it's also a time to dial in my nutrition. Dial in what I'm going to eat before the race. Dial what I'm going to eat during the race. Dial what I'm going to eat, maybe even afterwards, and see how my body's going to feel. I also did a peak week this week, which was really, really cool. Really, really, really good. I ended up getting to 110 miles for the week, and I did 15,000 feet of climbing, which I believe is somewhere around what I did last week. But, I did a lot of Vo2 Max intervals and hill sprints. Now, incorporating that stuff really is just increasing your leg strength and your strength in total. So along with doing that is how you're going to be able to sustain the mileage and the beat down that your legs are really going to incur. And when they adapt to your specificity of training, then that's when you get that turnover and you don't really feel like it. Now, am I saying I'm going to go into every race and, oh man, I got the perfect training? Oh man, it's really kind of a lot of trial and error, because for me personally, I haven't been running all my life. Now, I've been running and hiking and walking, not hiking, I don't know why I said that, but all my life for the most part. But I've always been moving, so my legs do know what it feels like to walk miles and miles, because I did it in high school when I had to get to school. Like I lived far from school, so I was used to walking with weight and all kind of stuff. So maybe that's some adaptation that I've held on to. But at the same time, when you're training, you want to be training more so than what you're doing on the race. Now, that doesn't mean you go run a bunch of 50 milers for a 50-mile race. You're going to be too tired. But a good 30-miler, which I'm doing now because I have months of training in advance to be able to do this. So that's when you want to get out there. Now, you don't want to go out there and get injured. So don't really want to hit that at your race. Maybe like 70, 80%. And that could be hard for some people. If you're just that competitive to where anytime you step on the line, you got to come out. Hey, you do you, man. You do you, or woman. But you have to really know what is your end goal. So for me, I need to run a 50-miler to get in the Bryce, right? To the Bryce Canyon 100-miler, which is my big race for the year, along with the Ray Miller 50-50. Now, if I was to run all out next weekend and twist an ankle, that could happen when you're not running hard. But if I was to go out there and injure myself, take it too hard, miss training time because I'm giving this race all I got, then I get my next race all I got, and then I'm at the Ray Miller 50-50, I'm fatigued, I'm tired. You really need to be smart about what you're doing. So, for me, since I just did this peak week, which I normally wouldn't do up until a race week, but I'm able to do that because I know this race isn't everything. It's a fun run, it's to get out there, it's to really just, like I said, test out what you're doing. So you really need to know that, have that intention. Some people can race, some people can do whatever, but I'm 33, and even though that's still relatively young, it's not young enough to where you don't feel the effects of what you're doing. When I was even 30, honestly, I could just get up, run 20 miles, and then the next day, run 20 miles. But now it's my body really feels that. So you got to be a lot smarter. Work smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, it is slowly increasing that volume, but building that strength in a healthy way. Now, this week, Monday I did about 10 miles with my friend Dylan. And then I ran about a little bit of the recovery run. Then Tuesday, I met my friend Dave, who I ran with yesterday, but I got up early and I did Vo2 Max Intervals. So my Vo2 Max Intervals, meaning I did 4 times at 3 minutes pace, 3 minutes threshold. You shouldn't be able to sustain it the whole 3 minutes. You want to get slower, but you want to just really, really increase and give your body that work that it needs. If you want to run fast, I wouldn't suggest Vo2 Max Intervals if you don't really care about your speed and you just want to finish. Then it doesn't help anything. So Wednesday, I did a 20-mile run with Dylan. We kept that about 8:30 pace, which was it was easy for me. but it was good just for my legs to feel 20 miles, in the middle of the week. I definitely felt a little bit of soreness on Thursday, but I was fine. And I woke up and, did my thing, did the intervals that I needed to do. That was a really big deal. I did a bunch of hill sprints and things like that. So really getting the hill sprints and leg strength has been my focus this week. Friday I kept it pretty chill. I ran with my friend Chris. I did his workout with him, but I still wasn't going max 100%. And then I ran 7 miles at an out and back in Ventura. Now let me tell you about this 23-mile joint. The first 5 miles was a 2,000-foot climb. You know what I mean? So it was challenging and good to be out there on Backbone Trail, which we'll be doing in March to prep for the Bryce Canyon 100. So it was good for me to be out there and see what I want to do and see how that's going to be. Now, so if you start to understand where I'm going with this, and I know I tend to talk a long time, but I really want to be specific, and hopefully I answer all the questions that you guys could possibly have. But you need to be doing stuff that is in the focus of what your goal is. So if everything I do has a purpose, theoretically. Now, I love to run. I love to have fun. But like for me, I'm in a big training year. So I need to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing. So when I go and get on Backbone, now I know. Now I know about 5,000 feet from the Hondo Canyon Trail to the Canaan Trail, and it's not that bad actually. It was a lot of fun. The weather was absolutely perfect, but I also know the kind of toll that starts to take, and I know the nutrition that I'll need. So today and this morning I got up. I was, like I said, a wee bit sore, but I started running a little bit and I felt great. Felt really good going up the hill, and the Los Robles and Rosewood is just all climbing. It's not even really too much flat at all. It's all climbing the whole time. So to be able to get out there and do that after a good effort was a really big deal. Now, what will that mean for this week coming up? This week coming up, I may run a slight long run tomorrow with a little bit of speed work, but it won't be too much. It won't be over 10. And then Tuesday, probably run like 5, and then I might even only run like 30 miles total until the race, so that'll give me about 60 for the week, and then hopefully that 30-mile run, and then maybe do a little bit of slight run in Sedona, just because it's so beautiful out there. I just would hate to not do anything when I'm out there. Then next week is when I start climbing up that ladder again. And maybe that time I'll start at 80, then 90, then 100, and then get to like 120, see how the body feels, see how the body responds. The next race I'll be doing is a marathon on the trail in Newbury Park. That's on October 30th. So I'm not really preparing for that, but that's another test race for the Ray Miller 50-50. So like I said, this whole week for me, I'm still in that strength phase, but I'm gonna taper off a little bit so my body can rest up a little bit, kind of adapt to your training, because mind you, your body takes about a week to 2 weeks to adapt to your training. And I think some researchers would even say that it takes a full 2 weeks, but it really depends on your body and how everything's gonna go. So when you're doing it, you got to make sure that you know what you're doing. The next thing you want to know is how you're going to get it done. So you really need to make time for your training. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of people don't get me wrong. I know I don't have as many responsibilities. I don't have kids and I don't have all this other stuff, but you really need to carve out your time. I just saw a video of this dude, Ian Butler. He a school teacher and is training for the Chicago Marathon and training to be, quite good. He's getting up at 4 a.m. in the dark and with a headlamp on and just trying to get it done any way that you can. that's the kind of focus and motivation that you need to have in your training. If there is no way, you make a way. You know, there's no excuses out here. Nobody cares about your excuses. Running is a gift. Each step is a gift. So if you're not using your gift to your full potential and intending to, then you need to put the work in. And, you know, I have a friend named Josh who can just, he's a hiker, right? And he spends a lot of time in that zone too that's become really famous. But when he runs, and he has a good time doing it. And I'm very envious of the way that he can train, but that's not personally how I can train. You need to know what is best for you and do that, y'all. So when you watch these videos, if you have questions or anything like, hey, this is not working out for me, okay, I'll help you try this. So feel free to hit me up. Feel free to ask questions. I've had some people even reach out already, and hopefully the advice I gave them is something that they'll be able to use. So, you know, guys, when you're out there, work hard and, you know, be in love with the process. Be in love with the grind. Because when you fall in love with that grind, man, you'll be surprised at the things that come up. So, next week, I'm not sure when I will drop a video. I'll be in Sedona, so it might not come out till next Monday. Sorry about that if you're paying attention. But otherwise, man, thank you guys for watching the end of week 2. So I ended up at 110 miles and 15,000 feet of climbing. So see you guys later. Hope you guys have a great week. Hope you guys have a blessed week. And I hope the universe gives you everything that you ask for and more. All right, y'all. Peace.